If you already have an Adobe account, please jump to minute 320. If you do not, continue to watch to learn how to create an Adobe account to use across the entire platform. We're going to look at using Adobe Spark, and we're going to start with the account and the login options you have. We are looking at it on a web browser. I'm using Chrome. You can also use Safari if you would like, or Firefox if you are interested in using that. I am on my Mac, so this is what it would look like on your MacBook in relation to the account. We will have a section for the iPad, but we're going to start with this one. So when you first go to spark.adobe.com and you choose Login, if you would like to use your WCPS email as it connects to a Google account, you can. I prefer to actually use a free Adobe account. So if you choose Start Now for free on the spark.adobe.com site, it is going to redirect you and have you create an Adobe ID. It is free. You can use your WCPS email. It does have a limit as far as how much you can save. I believe right now it's 2 gigabytes. But if you would like, you can also upgrade to a pro account, and they have educator discounts. But for the most part, for most people's use, you wouldn't really need that unless you're going to be using this a great deal. And if you do, that's fine. You can talk to your school to make the purchase if you would like, or you can purchase it on your own. The account is yours in relation to the fact that when you create the password and you create the account, it uses the email to verify who you are and verify your login, but it is your account. So I'm going to log in to my Adobe. The reason it's also good to use your Adobe ID or an Adobe ID is because if you use it on an iOS device like your iPad, or if you want to sign in somewhere else, you use what they call their Creative Cloud, which means it saves across, and any projects that you create in Adobe Spark using your Mac will show up on the applications in the iPad and vice versa. So it's a nice crossover to use the Adobe account as you move forward. So once you are signed into Adobe Spark, and this is how it will make sure that it saves all your information, you'll see that I have my projects right here, and these are just some examples and really quick generic ones I've made. And I can begin to create in one of two ways. I can either choose the plus button, which is going to show me this page. I can choose a post, a page, or video, or you can go to the upper left-hand corner of that same opening landing page, choose the 3 lines, and then choose page from here. You'll also notice in your navigation on the left that you can go to your projects. They do have an inspiration gallery that has several examples of each one broken down by category. There is a blog that has some really cool, helpful things you can look at, features, mobile app support, and then you can sign out or look at settings. So that is when you log in, how you log in, and what you're going to look at as you start to navigate the account with spark.adobe. We're going to look at creating a post, and it's going to say it's a social post, great for these different things. But please don't think of it just as a social media option. Think of it in terms of how can my students use this in a document, on a website, in a slideshow. So the first thing you'll need to do when you create a Spark post is, what do you want to say? So I'm going to say, have a great weekend. Below here, the graphic size, this simply determines the shape and size of the graphic that you will create. There are more sizes, and just because it says Instagram or Facebook doesn't mean you have to use it for that, and it's not going to automatically send it there. It's just the shape of what you are saying and what you're creating. So when I click continue, Adobe is going to choose a theme and give me an example of what it would look like. I can look on the right hand side at the other themes and see what this may look like and choose any one of these that I may want to look at. And I know that I'm working with themes because up here on the right where I have my different options, theme is chosen. So let's say that I choose this one. It keeps the exact same text. It just changes what the theme is for that image. You'll notice it is not changing the background image. It is only changing the theme, being the style of that image itself. If I want to change the background image, I can go to photo. I can upload a photo. I can add a photo. If I don't want to do a photo, I can change and simply change the color. Now notice it changed to my background tab. I can scale the photo in. I can rotate the photo. I can choose a different filter if I would like. Let's say that I really like this theme, but I don't like that filter. I can change that. If you switch to color for the background, it's going to have suggested colors, and then it will have all colors. So whenever you choose a color, though, notice what it says. This will remove your photo. If I click apply, you'll see that I now have a variety of colors in the background. Now I can still change back to a photo. So if I choose add photo right here, I can find photos, go to any place I'd like, but it has replaced what had been there. The other thing that's at the top you'll see is a palette. Now this palette is going to change the scheme of colors that you have available to you, and what they do is they take a palette and they make it work together so that you don't have to recreate or try to decide what might work together. It really does the hard work for you, and sometimes it does the creative work for you, which is nice, especially if you're someone like me who tries to be creative but doesn't always get it. Now you can change your text, so if you open up the text tab, it's going to highlight what you have. You can change it and move it. You can resize it if you would like, so you can have some control over it. If you want to edit what you say, you simply click edit. You can add text. Hope it is great. I'm going to click save, and you'll see what it's done. Now what just happened is it layered another text over it. So I now have 2 layers of text. So when you click that and you want to add text and you think, oh, I'm going to add to what I already have, you want to make sure that you know if you click add text, you're going to add a whole nother thing. If you want to edit what you have right here, you double click on it, or you go over to edit, just so you can see that if you click add text, you're not going to add to what you already have. But I can change the color, so you can change the color, click save. You can change the font, the spacing, so you can really change the text there if you would like. The other thing is you can resize it, but I can't change a theme. So if you click on the theme button, and when I click on any one of these themes, as you'll see, nothing happens to my text right now, because what I have done is I have taken away that ability for Adobe Post to actually drop a theme over top. So if I want to do the themes again, I'm actually going to need to go back to my projects, start a new one, continue, and now I am back to the themes. Again, the theme only applies to the style in which the text shows up. You can always change the photo that you have behind there. So if I want to change a different photo, let's say that I want that photo, I'll go into my pictures. Let's say I want that to be this image of Twitter. I can change the filters. I can go back to the theme. I can change the theme. So if you want to work with the themes, make sure that you change the photo, that you change different things, but the moment you go to the background and turn it into a color, it will not allow you to go back to the themes and jump from theme to theme. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you're done, you'll choose share, and you can share it. You'll pick a category. We'll choose education. If you want author to be on or off, that will just give you or whomever created credit. If you want to remove Adobe Spark branding, that is a paid feature. That's more of a pro feature. And then if you want it to be noticed, you can allow it to show up in search engines, or you can turn it off. The default is that it is going to have a public link, but this works very similar to YouTube, where YouTube creates a public link by default. But if you don't want people to be able to search it and find it, if you turn it off, it's unlisted, which means people can still link to it. You can still link to it if you would like, but no one can search for it. The other thing that you can do with a post is you can download. So if I choose download, it just downloaded, and I'm using Chrome right now, so it downloaded into my downloads. If I open it, it will open it as a photo, and now I can do with it as I would like. I can add it to a website. I can add it to a document. So I now have this that I've created in there, and I can add it where I would. So think about that in terms of how your students can use it, or how you can use it to share things, to post things, and to really get involved in the creative process when it comes to sharing. It will save automatically, so I don't have to do anything, but if I want to use it sometime, I do want to make sure that I download it through the sharing option, and then I can simply click my 3 lines, go back to my projects, and it is going to show up as a post.